Hey guys! So this was a requested video on how to switch out the cover of a spiral bound sketchbook from my last couple of videos. So here's some examples. This is the one I did a little while ago. Here's another one. I don't think I've shown this one before, but I had a couple of requests on people asking like how do you actually do that. So I told them I would make a video. So here's what you need. The sketchbook itself, of course. I'm using just a Canson mixed media sketchbook, and then whatever you want to replace the cover with. I'm using, because I don't like these because they're basically just like paper. I mean, there's really not any stability there. So I'm using this, just a little bit sturdier. It's like a cardstock, and I got this from Michael's. And you know, like that scrapbooking section where they just have a wall of like paper and it's usually patterned or whatever. I just picked one that was like nice and sturdy. You can also do chipboard, or just like if you have any sturdy paper from other sketchbooks, that works as well. Or I mean, whatever you want, really, it doesn't matter. And all you need is for it to be bigger, or not bigger, but the same size as the page or bigger. So I'm just going to cut this to size because this is a little bit wider, but it's all nice and easy. Then you're going to need the really simple stuff, pair of scissors, pencil, and then you're going to need a single hole punch. They look like this. You can get them at like the dollar store. They're pretty cheap. I think it was like maybe $2 or $3, and it's just like just a single hole, so not more than that. So the part everyone has trouble with is how to take this off without like ruining it, and this is actually not that difficult. What you want to do, open the front cover and put it towards the back, and then you can see here where it connects, where the spiral bound, where it's like connected here. I don't know if that's easy to see on video, but it's back here, and all you want to do is just like gently lift some of these. You don't need to do a lot, and you can already see the front cover is coming off. So all you want to do, just use your fingers. You don't need pliers or anything like that. This stuff is pretty pliable, the wire that they use for these. So you just want to lift it just the tiniest bit. You don't want to bend it out of shape because you're going to have to push these back. But yeah, fairly easy. And they're quite forgiving, so as long as you don't change the shape of like the circle, you're fine. So here it just slips off. All right, so put this aside and try not to shift it around too much, because now that it's like looser and opened, it's going to, like paper is going to slip out of it. So just put it aside for a little bit until you can get this put back on. So I'm going to take that. This is like really awkward on this table here. Put it here. Take your pencil and then just mark where you're going to punch those holes. And cut off that extra bit if you have an extra bit. So, I know that these are square, but finding a square hole punch is not something I've been able to do. So, I am just going to do circles with this guy here. There's no issue in terms of it going through the spiral bound bit of the binding of the sketchbook. I haven't had any problem with it like being too small or anything like that. So there we go. So now this part's pretty straightforward. You just punch the holes where they are. Am I centered here? Yeah, there we are. And because it's harder paper, this can be pretty difficult. Also, this hole punch is not, it's from the dollar store. Expectations are low. Alright, so there you have it. So that's the front cover. Really quick tip, because it's thicker paper, sometimes it's a lot easier to twist like this to get the hole punch to go all the way through. So you can leave it like this if you just want a plain cover, or you can paint it if you want. And then I'll show you. I'm going to paint it, so I'm going to quickly do that, and then I'm going to show you how I put it back. Alright, so finished off my front cover. decided to paint it. This is like super bright and fluorescent, which is how it is. And so putting it back, this is fairly easy. This is, sorry, that's gonna get thrown out. So you want it to face this way. So you do front cover to the back of the back cover. And then all you want to do is just zhuzh these little guys and then get the full cover in there. There we go. There we have it. And so now you just want to close these off again. And this is really easy. You basically just push this with your fingers until it can get as secure as you can get it. And like I said before, this thing is fairly forgiving. The wire doesn't really like warp or anything, so I've never had this like cause any damage to the actual sketchbook. And that's basically it. So that's just how I do the covers of my spiral bound sketchbooks. And you can do this with any spiral bound if you want to change the cover. There we have it. So I think that is about as good as it's gonna get. And then I'll add some stuff to the front cover, probably the date, my name, maybe add a few things. And was the one from earlier this year. Here's this one. I've got a couple more kicking around here somewhere, but basically that's it. And if you are curious about the paint that I used here, it was a Liquitex Basic. I just made sure to put a white layer down under of like gesso, and then I did this on top, and then I sealed it in with about 3 layers of like a watered down Mod Podge, and that's it. And it's pretty secure, it's pretty sturdy, it's a lot more it's a lot better for like drawing on the back of that way, and that's it.